Hey everybody, it's Deacon Reed here, and I'm here with my wife Denise, and we're here today for the second episode of Christmas with the Clergy. So today we're going to be talking about doing some orb ornaments, how to decorate them, and you're going to get this little piece of paper. When you purchase these, 2 for $1, we'll teach you how to make 4 different ornaments today. Curled ribbon, nail polish swirl, filled faces, and my favorite, paint drip. So these are the 4 ornaments we're going to be making today.
And the only thing you need is the materials you already have at home and your imagination.
And, you know, make as many as you want. And if you have too many, then bring them back to church and we'll put them on the tree here. So,
let's
off
get
we
going.
go.
Let's do it.
So, let's make a curled ribbon and paper ball.
We can actually put anything we want inside the ball. We have some samples of ribbon and paper we're going to be using, but in your own homes you can use any color ribbon,
Any kind of paper.
Any kind of paper that you'd like to fill this ball up.
Okay, so let's start here with a ribbon.
Okay, we'll put some ribbon in first, and then I'm going to curl the piece of ribbon and make it look really pretty as best I can. Okay, take your scissors. So your kids can cut the ribbon up if you have small children, and then you can help curl it for them. And there you go. We have a really pretty curled piece of ribbon. And then we're going to take this ribbon and we're going to put it inside the plastic ball.
Now on the paper, when you cut a little strip of paper, the trick to curling it is you wrap it around like a pen or a pencil. You want to wrap it around tight. And then while it's still wrapped around, you want to slide it off the pen. Give it to your coworker.
There we go.
What I just did is like get it in there and let it uncurl.
And remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is the really nice thing about this craft. Remember what Martha Stewart says. Do you remember what Martha Stewart says?
No, what did she say?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm not a real crafty person.
I know.
And this is so fun because I'm not a real crafty person. But look at it. We've got a real ornament here.
I do know one saying.
What?
Happy wife, happy life.
That's true. Happy wife, happy. Okay, now look. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the top back on. You just squeeze this part together again. You squeeze it together again. A little metal piece back on, and voila, we have a Christmas ornament with all different kinds of ribbon in it.
Okay, for the next ornament, we're going to do a nail polish swirl ball. See if you have any old nail polish. You don't want to use anything new. Shake it up really well. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the top off your bulb and you're going to pour a very small amount.
And the goal is to try to pour it straight in. Okay, then you're going to take a Q-tip, simple Q-tip, little magic Q-tip, and you're going to put it inside the ball. And you're going to swirl it around.
My vision here is to simulate a storm on Jupiter. Occurred to me, if we could get a little green in here and a little yellow, we could actually make a good model of what Jupiter looks like.
So once you get it all swirled, the whole idea is you have to let it dry standing up. Because if you let it tip,
you'll have a bad swirl day.
Yeah, the swirl's gonna all kind of, might end up looking like this. This is what happens when you don't let it dry correctly and it just becomes sort of a blob. So use anything that you have. Deacon Reed has a jar here. I have one of these, a little spool of ribbon, and you have to just put it where it'll stay standing up. And if it dries like that, the swirl will stay. And it'll be a really fun little...
Yeah, it'll look great. So for our next one, we're going to do filled faces.
Okay.
So the idea is that you just basically fill the ball, the ornament, with whatever you want. It could be paper, it could be cotton, it could be sand, anything. And then you do a little design on the outside.
Yeah. In fact, I was going to share. Remember years ago when we'd go to the beach with the kids?
Yeah.
And I bought one of these big plastic ones years ago, and I picked up we had everybody in the family pick up a little rock off the beach. And I put them inside this big plastic ornament and put it on the tree. And to this day, I still have fond memories of all those rocks. So you can put anything you want in these bulbs, but we're going to show you one that you can do with paper.
Right.
It's called the Santa ball. If you get a piece of red paper, if you're going to make Santa, we're going to do it with red. But it's up to you to do it any way you'd like to do it. And what we're going to do is we're going to make these little strips like this.
Going to make the kinks in the paper.
Yeah. I'm going to fold it like this. It's really easy to do. You can have your kids do this ahead of time. And then you can cut out the strips. And I'm going to take one of the balls. And as Reed is cutting all these little kinks of paper, I'm going to try to stuff them in the ball here. Now you could fill this up, as we said, with anything. Like you could fill it up with toilet paper and put 2020 on it as a keepsake for what we're going through now.
Santa looks like he's getting full here.
Yeah, he's getting full, maybe a couple more. Look how quickly this happens. This goes really quickly.
So we're going to put a belt on Santa's belly here.
So if you can find a black marker in your house.
Maybe a Sharpie.
So now Reed's going to draw the little belt buckle for you. It's just a little square.
And depending on what kind of Sharpie you have, you might have to go over it a couple of times.
Voila, look, we already have the first part of Santa's buckle.
I'm going to hold it and you just turn it.
I'm just turning it.
I'm not moving, but you are.
When you're thinking it up, it straightens it out.
You might have to do a couple of coats here. You might need to let it dry a little bit between. There we go.
Reed, look at what you did. That's beautiful.
So,
Ho, ho, ho.
ho, ho, ho. So another one we could do here is we could do a snowman. So this one, what we're going to use here is cotton balls. You can use any material you want.
Yeah.
If you don't have any cotton, you could also use some white paper.
Do whatever colors you have. We have a black marker here. So Deacon Reed's going to draw a snowman's face.
We'll start with a couple of eyes.
Have a couple eyes.
Now we're going to do a little bit of a nose. All right, we got the nose.
Got a nose now.
Now let's give it a happy face. Okay,
Look at that.
so there you have a snowman.
Isn't that cute?
Okay, so for our next one, we're going to do paint drip. And parents, you might want to think about putting a plastic tablecloth out about this one. Maybe doing it outside. And be sure you have some paper towels hanging by because it can get a little messy. But of course, this is probably one of the more fun ones because of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off the top of our bulb and then we're going to mix the paints.
So we're going to take our first color, and the first color should be the lightest color. If you put the light color in first, it works better that way, and then the dark color will come behind and fill in the gaps.
You also have to be a little careful that think about what color you're going to make when you mix two different colors together, because it could get really dark or it might turn into a color that's really close to the one you're already using.
So we're going to put about a tablespoon of paint inside the cup. And then in order to swirl the paint inside here, we have to put a little bit of water in the paint so that it'll swirl. And remember, as in any cooking, like a recipe, less is better. So we're going to start with a little less water than you might think you need. So we're going to take the water, we're going to just put a little bit in at a time and mix it up and see how liquid that is. Okay, you don't want it to be too runny because then it won't stick to the sides. So this one, as you can see, it's a little bit sticking to the side of the cup. That's what you want. You don't want it too runny. So what you do is after you get it the consistency that you would like, then since it's a paper cup, the nice thing about it is you can make yourself a little pouring spout. And then we're going to tip this like this, and we're going to pour this inside. There we go. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to start swirling. See? And then it swirls. It doesn't go that fast because the paint is a little bit thick. Okay, so now Reed's going to try his.
I'm going to pour a little bit. So we're just going to try to mix it up a little bit. We've already got our blue in there, so we're going to put a little yellow in. I'm going to put it in on the other side. Squeeze the cup a little bit.
Okay, so
I put a little in there and I've got a good mix, but still need a little bit more. So again, there's no rules. You just experiment with this. As many colors as you want.
Yeah, I'm just rolling it around. This one, look at what happens overnight. Once you let the colors dry, they blend like this. Isn't this pretty? So I think that Reed's will dry sort of looking like this. Mine will have more of a distinct pattern on it, but just be patient with it. We're going to store it upright again so that it dries overnight, and you'll be surprised what a different look it'll have overnight. So have fun with this one, and like I said, that's what it's all about.